Hello, everyone. This is Sir Rain, your TLE teacher. Today we will be making another project, and in the as what you can see, I have there a bottle with plants in it. So this is actually the ones that I'm placing in the bathroom, but I have decided to place it on the wall. Okay, so our project is we will be making a something like a wall hanger, but it's made of plywood, and we will be doing the project step by step from its conceptualization up to the time that we will be making the project itself. Okay, so are you now ready? Let us now start with the first phase of our project. So I get here a paper with me and a pen, and this is the project, right? So I think we need to get the dimension first of the object that will be. In this case, it's a bottle, and there are some plants on top of it. I actually place. You will wonder why is it the plants are look stable or it doesn't fall off, because there's a wire. I place actually a wire here that will serve as something that will hold the plants in place. So the size of this in terms of its width, it's 4 inches. So maybe we could extend a little more. Let's just make it 5. And total height is 21, including the plants. It's the approximate length of our project. So it's really important that we need to measure. At least we have the guide or the estimates of how the project would look. So let's start with the designing first. So there should be a platform below that will serve as um, to hold the plant or the bottle. Okay, so this is just a sketch, a preliminary sketch of our project. So let's say that's the platform, and say we will be putting. Actually, I will be using recycled recycled plywood that I still have here. Let's say that's the design. I don't know if you like the design, but these are just random designs that I have in mind. What's important here that you are designing first before you do the project, because it's really important, for you to have the general picture on how the project will look like. So that's very simple or basic. So basically, this will be the part where the bottle will be placed over here. So let's see, that's the bottle. Okay, so plants here. This is actually a photos plant. I got this from our neighbor. They just threw it away. So what I did is I placed it in a bottle. And this is also recycled. The wire is also recycled. So let's say that's the design. I don't know if you like it, but maybe we could modify a bit the design by say we will place or we will be rounding the or removing the corner of our back plywood. We just make it curve using our jigsaw later. And maybe for more design, we could add a hole maybe here. This is just for aesthetic sense. And maybe here, let's have a support here as well. I don't know if it's visible there in your end. So that's the design. So if you could still remember the alphabet of line in our previous lesson, then this is really the part where you will be applying those. So say this is the design, and what else? Maybe we could. Mm, say that's the design. Okay. Maybe we could remove also the corner here to be consistent with the ones we have on this part of our design. There you go. And maybe we could put a hole here as well. So our concept is like you could add shadows or shadow technique. So in our previous lesson, I taught you that if there's no presence of light, then a shadow is being created. But you need to practice making a shadow that your project will look. I'm sorry. So this is the part. Wait. Yeah. So that's the part. We're there. Okay. So you see. So that's and the size as well. So let's just make the project slender to make it more, mm, minimalist in a sense. So this will have 5 inches. This is extension line, object line, and dimension line. Okay. So inches is 2 vertical or standing line. And in here, extend. So say this is 21. So maybe we could have like, let's say this one would measure say 21 as well. And so can we have just have it 20, 20. So if it's 20, let's try to check again. Just estimate or say we could have 12. Yeah, 12 maybe. We could have this part here 12 inches. And the lower part maybe we could have 10, 10 maybe. So we will be having like 10 inches. Okay. So this is just a sketch. And you can use this to, I think that's 10 in your end there. Because I reversed the drawing for you to better understand. So this is the design class. This is design. As a TLE teacher in the future, you should be good in making drawing as well. Okay? So we will now start with the next phase, which is the construction of our plant holder. We will be hanging or fixing this, attaching this to the wall. Okay? In our previous class as well, I taught you how to use the tocks in the electric drill. So we will be applying also the principle in this project of ours. Okay, so that's it. The design for the design. Okay. So let us now begin with the continuation of our project making. So right now, we will be doing the design of our, the design is already done. You have here the design as we did earlier. And this will be our basis in doing the next step of our project. Okay, so it's really important that at this stage of project making, you need to be accurate and you should be able to have a good foresight so that you will be able to plan out your next step of making the project. Okay, so what do we need for this next stage? Are pieces of paper and a masking tape, our pen, our straight edge, ruler, our scissors here, and our design. So the next stage is actually is for us to make the actual template of our project. No, it's really the actual template. So once you have the template with you, then it will be easy for you to replicate the design and to make the project. So the challenge in this project of ours is I think we should be able to identify first the parts. Okay, so this is the pictorial drawing. I think we will be having this first part here as one, as the backing. You have the two, and you have here the bracket or the support as number three. So with your, excuse me, with your drawing skills, you should be able to separate each part of your drawing. So maybe this is your one part, and you will be having another part, which is the base or the part where your plant will be placed, and the bracket over here, which is three. Okay, so the measure is what we have done a while ago. The total height is 10 inches, having the width of 5 5 inches. So make sure that you are applying your alphabet of line skills you learned from our previous lesson. And also for the number two part, this is 5, and the height also is 5. So maybe we could have this, say maybe 4.5. We will be having this 4.5, sorry, inch. The same goes here, 4.5 or 4.5. So we're done. So okay, okay. I just only exploded, no, as what you have to, I exploded the part so that for me to be able to see each part of it. So the next stage is for us to draft this, no, in actual, the actual the actual size. Okay, so maybe we'll be placing it in this ruler. So since bond paper would usually measure 11 and this is 13, so using my device, which is the multi-purpose or the measuring and testing tool, which already have a utility model, we will try to measure this. So this measures 13, because long size bond paper is 8.5 inch by 13. So since we will be only needing 10 of this, now based on our design, so maybe we could use another paper. Okay, so first thing we need to do this part first, so that you could see. We will be doing this first part first, okay, and later we will be doing the other parts as well. So making this, we just simply identify the total width, which is 5 inches. Okay, so looking at my instrument here, 5 inches is somewhere here and here. Okay, so we could draw a line, maybe using our could establish first a horizontal line for our project. We'll be making the horizontal line first. This apparatus really is very useful in making drawings, angles, and it can also do leveling, no, since it has a liquid vial for measuring. Okay, so once we have the horizontal line, maybe we will be establishing now the width. It measures, I think this was the first measurement we did. So we will just have to project the line vertically. Okay, vertical. So this is really the area of your learning in drafting can be best applied, okay, using the various drafting tools. Just like this, it resembles like a triangle. I actually got this concept from, of course, from drafting as well. So you could double check if it's really straight by putting, okay, it is. So straight, no? And then we will be getting the height of our project. So we will be putting again our measuring apparatus, testing measuring apparatus. So we do have 10, and we will be projecting that here. There you go. Okay. And then the next challenge that we need is the curve part of our drawing. So I don't have a compass right now, so I don't know what I will going to use. Maybe I can find some uh, something rounded in my shop. Okay. Okay. So it's really important that you need to have your compass with you. But right now I don't have compass here in my shop. But we will try to be innovative because as future TLE teacher, you need to be creative. You need to think if ever that the tool is not available. Okay. So see, we will be using this empty plastic container of an ice cream. So we could just position it somewhere here. Okay. So you need to center it or estimate, and then we will be, okay, the height. There you go. And we will be in a mark. Okay. So that's the curve part. So we'll be removing this part here. And I also get another container. This is, and it's rusty. You'll be getting the inner circle. This is just for design anyway. So later you will see that we will be needing some carpentry tools in doing this job as well. For the inner circle, there's a technique that I will be showing you on how to create a hole at the center of the first part of our project. So there you go. This is just for design. It doesn't have any purpose. It's just design. So we're done with. The next thing that we need to do is to cut this out. This will just serve as your template, as I told you earlier, or a pattern. Okay. Uh, I think I suggest it that if you will be doing it multiple times, you use a hard, thick material like cardboard so that the paper will not easily get crumpled or ruined. Okay. So in this project, your students will be able to learn how to draft the project and also to assemble it or to construct it using various carpentry tools because we will be using wood. What else? Measurement. They will also learn how to be creative, know how to take care of tools and themselves because this can be a dangerous project as well if you are not being aware or conscious of every procedure that you are doing. So we will be removing also the inner circle of our design. Okay, so what we will be doing once we have this is for us to lay it straight on, or we'll just use this to trace the the final design of our project. Okay. So, jigsaw. We will be using jigsaw later to do this. Okay. So finishing techniques as well, no? You can also teach your students how to finish and to do the various stages of project making. So this is the first step. Okay, so let's just mark this. We will now proceed to the next part of our project, which is the, so we'll be getting another piece of paper. So we'll be establishing first the horizontal. Maybe we could just set aside here or here. Okay, first part. Okay, that's the first part of our project. We will be doing the second part. Okay, horizontal line. Then since it's 5 inch, will be 5 inch also in our work in our pattern. In garments, they're using calling this as pattern. Okay, so using those lines is 5 inches. We will be projecting it vertically like that. Okay, and the other side as well. And once we have that, so don't do your lining here because the line is not that straight. Instead, you transfer it on the other side, and you will be able to make a vertical line. Okay. Okay. So there you go. And then the no, it's all five. So basically, it's a square. It's a square. Okay. And we will not be needing this fencing tape because the total length can already accommodate the total height of our project. So this is 5 inches as well. One, two, three, four, five. So somewhere here, your 5 inches is here. One, two, three, four, five. And we will project it going the other side. This one, I just improvised this. In your, maybe if you will be having your compass with you, then you can use this, or you can use a compass. No? So you just center it and do your estimation skill, centering, and you will be tracing. You will be cutting this out. This will form the part where it will hold our plant, no, the where the plant will be placed. Okay. I still have some paints in here that we will be using to as finishing material. Okay. And then there you go. So basically, it will form like this later. Be like that. Maybe placing at the center, somewhere here, and then a support here. Okay, so we have decided to have 4.5. Okay, so we could still use this. It's really important to teach also our students economy of material. So do not just let them throw the excess materials because they could still use that in making their project. Other project, okay? So we will be doing the squaring it, okay? There you should always base one part here and then the part of the triangle will just project the right angle. So it's 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And this one is 4.5 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 and half of that. And we will connect, okay? And then there's a circle also here. Okay, so I will be looking for something that will serve as our circle, but I will be using a Frostner bit for that part of our project. Where can I find something like rounded but not too large? Maybe this one. This is a butane So you just have maybe to place it here. This is just for aesthetic. So we will be putting, there you go. So the circle is there. It's not that perfect. So we will cut this out. And this will serve as a support or a reinforcement to our project. Check this out and be able to throw your garbages or exist paper on the right container. So this goes to disposable. You could actually use paper as compost. So there you go. It will be like this one and that one. Or maybe we could adjust a little bit. Okay. Let's try to reduce the size maybe into, it's okay sometimes to do some revision if you think that your design is doesn't really go with what you really like. So maybe we could reduce we could just make this part 2 inch and it will project going that way. We will remove any more the circle design. Okay. We will be doing that. I think it's just okay. Let's try to reduce an inch. Okay, we will be reducing the bracket here by 1 inch. By 1 inch. The same also on the other side. Minus 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch. There you go. And then once you have that, you will be putting a line because we will reduce the hair. So we will anymore be not having the circle because putting the circle will weaken the plywood. Now, if it's solid wood, not plywood, I think it's okay. But since we'll be using recycled plywood, yung exists with some of our projects, so you see, if you will be doing this simple step or preliminary steps in making project, you could actually visualize already what the project will look like. Okay, so that's it. I think we will start with the next stage of our project. So this is what we have drawn earlier with our design. This is the first part here. This one. And the second part, which is this one. And the third part, which is this one, minus the hole. Or maybe we could place a hole because I got a smaller fastener bit also. Okay? So I think we're done with the second stage. We will now proceed. We will now proceed to the next part of our project, which is the construction of our plant hanger, which is attached to the wall. Okay, let's just think later of the name of our project. So in here, in our workbench, we do have here scraps of 3/4 3/4 of an inch plywood. No, these are plywood which are already usually being thrown away because It's not anymore useful, or it cannot anymore serve its purpose. So we have the template here that we did earlier. And what else do we have here? Some 2-inch gypsum screw. These are self-driving screws, and we have 1.5-inch gypsum screw. We will be needing also our electric drill, our jigsaw, which is very useful once we will be doing the curb part of our project. And what else? Excuse. We'll be using our extension cord and also bits, drill bits. We'll be using a number of drill bits for this project because this will entail at the fastener bit. Maybe we can use this to bore a hole on our, I don't know if it's okay with you, or we can use the bigger one, but this one will, I think, affect the stability or the integrity of our, so maybe this one we'll be using this later. And also I have a marking pen which is used by my friend or my co-teacher in making dresses, so let's try using this as well in our shop. Because if we'll be using pencil, it will not be any more visible in our project. Okay, so I think we can use the corner here. I don't know, maybe we can. So in this project, we will not be anymore needing to measure or to do some layouting because everything is already established in our template, and that's the advantage once you will be doing project like this. So you just have to lay the paper or the cardboard, and then you just trace the sides of it because that will be your guide later to cut the project. Okay, so obviously we can, this piece of wood or plywood can already create one project. Okay, so let's start transferring the design or the details of our project in the plywood. There you go. So I'm actually transferring it, and it's somewhat not visible as well, but it's more okay compared to using the pencil. Okay, there you go. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the first part. Let's just set aside this one because we will still be needing this because I'll be creating two. Because I got two plants in a bottle. So let's do the second part of our project. So trace. So just trace it. Mm, trace. That's the second part. And we have the last part here. Maybe we can just do this later. Let's cut the major parts of our project first. So I think I need to readjust the camera. Let's just set aside also this exists or extra plywood we have. And by the way, we'll be using glue as well in making the project. It's really important that you need to be organized in making your project. Observe neatness. So we will be using the jigsaw. We will be placing it at the side, and then we will be needing a clamp. Okay. These are bar clamps. So in cutting, we need to cut this area first. Okay, this is the first part of our project. And we will be cutting now the inner or the first curved part. Okay. So the jigsaw is a very reliable power tool. Okay, so we're done with the first part. So we'll be cutting now. I will show you later how to cut the inner part of our project, okay? And obviously, we'll now be cutting the second major part of our project. So already cut the second part. We'll be just be placing it like that actually. Okay. So let's cut the third part of our project. Cutting the third part of our project. I'll try to remove the and place the screw where we will be fastening as well the there. And then we will remove this. We will replace with a bit. Okay. Enough to accommodate, but the technique in driving a hole is to start with a smaller bit first and with a large bit. Okay. So there we go. We will try to replace it with, I don't know if the blade can already accommodate the, it's not. Need to get a larger bit. Brighter, and putting two screws will make it more secured compared to one. Transfer the cord. Let's try to make some correction or there you go. Okay, it's not perfect. Okay, we will be removing this. There. And we will replace the blade as well with this one. Technique. We could locate the center by Here. Okay. We will not be drilling through because this will damage the other part, but instead we'll do the technique of starting it here and doing it the other side so that there will be no more, I think, fraying of our project. So for us to do that, we need to get the center here by using our bit. I sorry. There you go. And this will guide our fastener bit. There. See? Neat. It's neat. Okay. We remove the fastener bit. We will now start with the assembly of our project. So let's just clear the table first. Where's my broom? After we're done with the cutting, we need to be sure that our area is clean. So we need to remove the dust. If I have a vacuum, then or you have vacuum cleaner, this will really make your table nice and clean. So we do have here the first part, the second part, and the third part. Okay, so the next step that we need to do is to assemble it. Okay, we will be assembling our project now, and then after that we will do some finishing touches with our project. So that's your design. So the limit is here, there, no? So using our testing apparatus, we will draw a line here. It will be our guide. Also, maybe drilling, we will be using our electric drill. And for this, I think we will be using, instead of 1.5, we'll be using 2 so that it will really support our project. Okay, so we will be 2 gypsum wood, I mean screw here, and a shorter gypsum screw, the support. Okay, so okay, there you go. Right, Right side of the plywood should be on top. Applying adhesives to our work. Okay. Other part. And the last part would be the support. Find the center of your work. That's done. There's a little gap here. But we need to do the sanding process then. Next part of our project is okay. Maybe we can use a coarser sandpaper. So in cutting the sandpaper, we need to fold it first. Fold it first. Then you can apply the rest or sandpaper. There was some sanding block. You call this sanding block. Okay, I think we're done with the project. Hello everyone. So we have come to the part or stage of our project where we will be applying finishing material. So we will be using white paint. This is latex or latex paint. I don't know if it's flat or gloss, but we will be using this as the main material. And also to make our project neater or enhance its workmanship is for us to cover certain part of it having holes or some imperfections. No, it's reality that once it's wood, then you could expect certain types of deformities or blemishes in it. So as a feature KLE teacher, we need to fix that and to enhance the overall beauty of our project. So um, to start with, we will be needing the following. Of course, we'll be needing this scraper. Okay. So usually this is used to scrape something. Okay. And also we need to use a partner of that, this one. So we will be using the two of this later to mix the this material, which is called a powdery material. This is called patching compound. Okay, so this is already the remaining patching compound I have with the various projects I'm making. So let's do the patching technique, the filler. Okay, so sometimes they're calling this as filler because this will cover up the holes of wood, and this will further increase the overall quality of your project. So you can use this as your technique. I just only took how much or how many ounces? This is 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon because I will be needing only very few. to cover up these certain cracks now of my project. Okay, so this one there are holes in it, and you will see later. So maybe I will be using the match ingredient or patching compound. Okay, so using our enamel paint, we will be putting it on our patching compound. Okay, so we need to get the appropriate consistency needing for your project. Okay, by the way, don't forget to wear also your protective equipment because this will be quite dusty. Okay, so I actually smear my hand with the paint and also get your wet rug handy just in case that conditions like this will happen. Okay, so it's really important to maintain neatness in our work. So we will now be doing the mixing of this powder and white paint. So I think it needs more white paint. There you go. So we need to get something like the right consistency, not too runny, not too thick. Okay, so I think we're good. We will be waiting until the white or the patching compound dries up, and then we will do the sanding technique. Okay, already dry. Okay, somewhat 75% dry. So I think we could already fix this. So after we're done with our material, with our scraper or any tools, we need to clean it up and to wipe it dry. I will be using only one coat of our white paint so that it will become, the feel of rustic feel project. Put it here as well. We need to wipe first the table. Okay, it's done. You'll now be applying paint. So still the same rule, do not dip the entire bristle of the paint to your, so I think the consistency is okay as well. So we will be applying the paint now. There you go. There you go. So over the entire project with paint. Okay, so we are done painting the project. So the next part of this is to let this dry, and you will see later if how. Okay, class. So this is our finished project, and I have already hung it on the wall. So I get here my marble photos, which is already growing. So that ends our video. So this is Rain, and I am your TL teacher. Goodbye.